Hello, my friends. Have you heard that saying, it's not what you know, but who you know? It refers to having the right connections in order to achieve growth and success in any particular field you're wanting to advance in. And it's kind of annoying to think that your knowledge or talent or hard work are not enough to get you where you want to be professionally or financially. James and John were among the first disciples of Jesus who left everything to follow him. They had lived through so many experiences with their beloved teacher over the past few years. At every possible opportunity, John took his place next to the Savior, and James longed to be honored with as close connection with him. So their request to sit next to Jesus in his kingdom was very much along the lines of our saying, it's not what you know, but who you know. They thought they had earned that position. And by the way, this was not the first time the disciples had squabbled over who was the most important. So Jesus takes this opportunity, yet again, to teach his followers about discipleship. We can read it in Mark 10, verses 42 to 45. This may be the most radical and difficult teaching for discipleship. This is what he said. You know that those who are regarded as rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. There was a show a few years ago called Undercover Boss, where the CEO would take on an undercover identity and work at an entry-level position in their own company for approximately 1 week. They would be down in the trenches doing all the dirty work that an entry-level employee would have to take on. At the end of the week, the CEO would return to their position and call in the selected employees they had been working with to headquarters, and there they would reward the good employees or hold accountable the bad employees. Whenever I watched that show, I would think of the words of Jesus saying, whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant. In the kingdoms of the world, position means self-aggrandizement. The people were supposed to exist for the benefit of the ruling classes. Influence, wealth, education were so many means of gaining control of the masses for the use of the leaders. The higher classes were to think, decide, enjoy, and rule. The lower were to obey and serve. Religion, like all things else, was a matter of authority. The people were expected to believe and practice as their superiors directed. The right of man as man to think and act for himself was wholly unrecognized. Christ was establishing a kingdom on different principles. He called men not to authority, but to service. The strong to bear the infirmities of the weak. Power, position, talent, education placed their possessor under the greater obligation to serve his fellows. That's food for thought. And that is our nugget for today. I'll see you tomorrow.